So I repeatedly get questions, is orgasm okay if you do a spiritual development? Do you not waste your energy? So most of you know that I'm a medical doctor and a yoga teacher, and I practice yoga and qigong since I was really very young. And I must first share with you a crazy experiment I did, because my classical qigong teacher taught me never come if you have sex, because you have to retain the energy. So I thought I have to really experiment with this. And I was, I think, 48. And my experiment was this: no ejaculations anymore. So after a couple of months, I could do it because I started refraining from orgasms already when I was very young. When I was 17, I did my first series of 2 months. It didn't work out at that time, 2 days perhaps max, but it was a beginning. And then when I was 48, 49, I did a year. A year. A lot of willpower was needed, but okay, I did it. I didn't feel very good in that year. I felt a bit, how shall I say that, stagnated. And sometimes I got heart disturbances, heartbeat irregularities. Anyhow, after a year I decided it doesn't bring me anything, I stop. I tell you and I share with you, the first time I had an orgasm, my seed was black. Not good. The second time it was orange. The third time it was dark yellow, and the fourth time it was normal color again. I share this with you because nobody talks about it. And of course, as a doctor, I started to read a lot about the prostate and the functioning, and I tell you this: never go against nature. It is crazy that we manipulate our energy or think we can manipulate our energy. No. If you have a sexual endeavor, or you have a sexual little adventure, or you masturbate, whatever, you have to come. Not as a must, but as a, this is what the body requires. All the fluid which builds up in the prostate, it has to go somewhere. And if it cannot be released, it will concentrate, it will thicken in. And that is what happened with me. It thickens in, it becomes really like a stagnation, and you get micro bleeds in the prostate. And then, when at a certain moment you start coming again, it is black. So think it over. We have a physiological mechanism happening before and during orgasm. Liquids are produced, especially in the prostate and in the other seminal glands. And then, just as everything starts contracting, you with your willpower inhibit it and you kill the physiological process. You interfere in it. You stagnate it. This is not what qigong is. Qigong is free flow of energies. The idea that there is energy that you can conserve is an old mythical idea, and it has no physical representative in the real life. It's just a myth. And you can experiment. Of course, if you have orgasms 3 times a day, you might feel weirded out. But if you just follow nature, it only fills you with energy. You feel really nice afterwards. Relaxed, nice, but not like drained. So this whole story we now hear in the tantric world, like you shouldn't come, is really a bullshit story. Be very careful if you're a man, because it can damage your prostate. It can create microbleeds, as I have experienced, just really like literally, and it is not serving any purpose apart from creating a myth, creating a whole story around it, attracting people who think it's extremely exciting. Let's conserve the sexual energy, let's sublimate it into spiritual energy. No such thing happens. It is all a frame story from the past. What is really natural is to just follow the flow of your body. If your body want to come, it just comes. If your body doesn't want to come, it doesn't want to come. But don't go interfere with a very delicate physiological mechanism. You also don't want to stop your heart beating or stop your intestinal tract from working. It is not the way we should do. This is an ancient myth to get grip on people with a really interesting story of sublimation and energy. If you really experiment with sexual energy, you will find out that if you let it flow, your spiritual development goes much faster. Aho.